I'm not even shitting you. At one point in this movie, Tom Hardy jumps into a live lobster tank just to cool off, then proceeds to eat a live lobster. So like the title says, this is a spoiler video, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I already have a non-spoiler review up on the channel that you guys can go check out. I'm not going to be hitting all the different plot points in this movie because, to be honest with you, there's a lot wrong with it, and I'm not going to go through every little thing. I'm just going to go over some of the stuff that I really don't like. Now, in my non-spoiler review, I said that Sam Raimi and Topher Grace did a better job portraying Venom than what they did in this movie. I'm a big fan of Tom Hardy, but I'm sorry, didn't really feel like Eddie Brock or Venom. At first, this movie really kind of sets it up where he made this decision and his life kind of falls apart. And that's very reminiscent of what happened to Eddie Brock in the comic book. You know, Spider-Man constantly just ruining his day, and then Eddie Brock was down on his dumps, and then finally the Venom symbiote came to him and then picked him up. That's pretty much the story of Eddie Brock, and I thought they were like doing a real good job doing that, but unfortunately this movie just, the movie's a turd in the wind. It's that simple. The lobster scene is one of the most ridiculous scenes. Like, there's so many ridiculous scenes in this movie. First off, Tom Hardy's a pretty jacked up motherfucker. And he's constantly being a pussy in this movie. He goes to this convenience store. I guess he's friends with the woman who runs the place. She's being robbed, and he hides behind the counter or a shelf because he doesn't want to get caught. Okay, I understand that, because the dude has a gun, you don't want to get capped, so you're hiding so you're not involved. I understand. But then his neighbor plays like this loud rock music, and he doesn't even go over, like he's afraid to go over and tell him to shut his fucking music down. Like, dude, you're Tom Hardy. You can whoop this guy's ass. Like, I can't believe you are the same actor who played in Warrior and Bane, and you're afraid to go tell your neighbor to shut the damn music down. They make Eddie Brock a pussy in this movie. If Topher Grace has more balls than Tom Hardy, there's a problem. One scene I really want to get to right now, get it out of the way, is the Cletus Cassidy scene. This is like a mid-credit scene, like an end-credit scene, and it's god-awful and pointless. So Tom Hardy goes to interview Cletus Cassidy in prison, and the first thing you see is this horrible fucking wig, right? Like, he has this fucking awful red wig from like Party City. The thing is on all crooked, and you have like fucking Woody Harrelson going, "When I get out, Brock, it's gonna be carnage." I waited my whole life to see Cletus Cassidy on screen, and that is what we get. Like, for the love of God, I wish somebody would have just came and just blown my brains out right there. I'm like, this is awful. This movie is awful. The dialogue is awful. They made Venom a pussy. Bad enough Eddie Brock was a pussy, but like Venom was like a little fucking pussy too. Like, Riot is the main villain in this movie. Riz Ahmed is the main villain. He plays Riot. So they go out in space. The Life Foundation goes out in space. They find this comet that has these symbiotes, these life forms. They bring it back because he wants to try to combine it to do things, to do bad guy shit, generic bad guy shit. And he started using homeless people to fuse with the symbiotes, generic shit, right? You know, I was like, oh, I wonder if Jameson's son is going to be the pilot. And then they actually mentioned that. They mentioned, like, how's the pilot? How's Jameson? I don't know if he was Jameson's son or is that just a nice little Easter egg to reference Jameson's son, but it doesn't matter. He dies. It's pointless. So the symbiotes are on Earth, and, you know, when Venom, it takes forever for Eddie Brock and Venom to become Venom. And at that time, you're already checked out of the movie. Eddie Brock goes up to Venom's like, why'd you come back? Why'd you come back? Because, like, they got separated for a while, but the symbiote wanted to go back with Brock. And Venom's like, you're a loser. And on my planet, I'm a loser. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm like, you're taking the baddest fucking villain, the baddest Spider-Man villain of all time, and he's calling himself a fucking loser. Does that motherfucker look like a loser to you? He's like, yeah, I'm a loser too. Kill me, please. Like, the dialogue was so fucking awful, like pancreas, kidneys, all snacks, and it's just like, it's a waste of time. It shows that Sony didn't know what they were doing. They just wanted to run, and it should have been rated R. For the love of God, I'm not saying it would have made the movie better, but some of this stuff would have made more sense than rated R. Oh, let's talk about the Venom kiss, because a lot of people were talking about this, right? They're like, did the symbiote kiss Eddie Brock? Yes, it happened. happened. It didn't happen the way I thought it was going to happen, but it did happen. So, like I mentioned before, the symbiote got separated from Brock, wanting to make his way back to Brock. So the symbiote possessed the dog. Yes, a symbiote possessed the dog. The dog then proceeds to find Michelle Williams, possesses Michelle Williams. Then Michelle Williams has the symbiote on. She meets Eddie Brock in the woods, and then she kisses him. The symbiote kisses Eddie Brock on Michelle Williams, and then it slowly takes over Eddie Brock's body again. Wow. Like, they're in the woods, and it's daylight. They step out of the woods, and it's nighttime. It's like daylight, nighttime, daylight, nighttime. It's like, what the fuck is going on in this fucking movie? I liked how he was down on his luck in the beginning of this movie. He lost his job. He lost his fiance. He lost his apartment. He lost everything, you know. And the symbiote came and it kind of, you know, built him back up. I liked that part of the movie, but that was like the first 30 minutes of the movie. After that, it was just a train wreck after train wreck after train wreck, and it was just an awful movie. Awful. Venom was horrible. It's awful. I hope this movie crashes and burns. I hope Sony don't continue with a Black Cat movie. If they ruin a Black Cat movie, I have nothing left to live for. But I want to know what you guys think. Have you guys seen the movie? Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. Until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.